Okay, welcome to the Bobber Gooch podcast. It is the 4th of June, and this week we are doing the movie Grind. I will be defending the movie Grind, and Matt and James will be attacking the movie Grind as a piece of trash.
Which is what it is.
This movie was made in 2003. It had a budget of $6 million. It was directed by Casey LaScala. And which, fun fact, he is actually in the movie. He is the guy who was kind of guarding the van and opened up like the bottom and all the tapes fell out. Kind of like a Stacey Peralta looking dude.
Yeah,
that was the
him?
dude that directed the movie.
Oh.
Wait, what? No, I thought that was Dave Foley from.
No, not the actual security.
Kids in the Hall.
Not the actual security guard. I think he was talking about they like get to the security guard and then
not the dude with the scar.
Yeah, then they talk to like the other guy.
Yeah, no, I thought the other guy was Dave Foley. Oh shit!
Was he?
If that was the director, he looks exactly like Dave Foley from Kids in the Hall.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
Casey LaScala. I like that name too.
Yeah, right.
Never mind. That was him. That was not the director.
Starting off.
All right, well there you go.
Oh my god, dude! Oh my god! Hang on. I need to fucking start this over a third time. Here we go.
No, you're eating shit off that one, buddy.
Yeah, no,
you're eating shit off that one.
You can't start over,
no
man.
Fucking way.
All of this is going on tape.
Okay.
Right, so it was Dave.
All right. So
it was Dave Foley.
Yeah.
But I mean, Casey,
good luck coming back from that one.
So it was Dave Foley, and Dave Foley directed this movie actually. So it was him. And there was two directors apparently. It's pretty wild.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
was this a Vice article that you read it from?
Yeah, no, he was less involved. They kind of cut him out. It was really rude. But so also
weird producer decision.
Super weird. Another fun fact, which is truer than the other one, which is also true but less true. Is that the woman who turned them away from the first
one?
event that they went to, the pregnant woman, that was the director's wife.
Yeah.
Oh, good for you, Casey LaScala.
Really?
Good.
That was the director's wife.
Was that his baby?
Wow. Okay.
Was that his baby?
No, it was actually Dave Foley's baby.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah.
Comes full circle,
weird.
I see.
Yeah, they had an interesting...
I mean, he's a sneaky motherfucker. Yeah. Let's be real. He's a sneaky motherfucker, Dave Foley. You never know when he's there. Yeah. You think he's someone else.
Casey LaScala's wife carrying Dave Foley's baby. And so Casey LaScala is also producer. He produced Donnie Darko. And he produced A Walk to Remember, if you saw that in health class when you were in middle school.
That was quite
that was Dave Foley, dude. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, exactly. It was written by Ralph Saul, who wrote a bunch of Saturday morning cartoons for the greatest hits. Kind of an old cartoon series, and he did a lot of music for movies like Speed, 10 Things I Hate About You.
That's one way to sell it. One other way I could sell it by looking at his IMDb right now is saying he wrote 3 things ever. Tag Team, Addams Family, Whoomp, which was a video short, Saturday Morning Cartoons Greatest Hits video, and then the last one, and his final one, his nail in the coffin, was Grind in 2003. That's another way of saying it, but I don't know.
Did he write the Addams Family thing? I thought he just did music in it.
It said writer.
Well, I mean, that Addams Family song was just that was in the second Addams Family movie, I think. Either the first one or the second one that Barry Sonnenfeld directed, coming full circle again back to Barry Sonnenfeld.
Oh, wow, here we go.
From Wild Wild West.
Here we go.
There was something on the soundtrack. There was like a remix of, that song, Whoop, there it is.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whoop, there was like a whoop, the Addams Family, there it is, whoop! Like they just put the Addams Family name into this song for like the credits of one of those Addams Family movies.
Oh, weird.
If I remember correctly.
I
Yeah,
can't
it was
believe
kind of
you.
it was kind of a weird
I
combo.
can't believe you knew that. I can't believe you knew that.
Well, see,
Yeah, this is why I can't get a good job.
Those listening to this podcast will learn a lot because James is filled with those facts, like the fact that Dave Foley was also a director on this movie. This movie got a 6.0 on IMDb. It's
also an 8% on Rotten Tomatoes.
It did. Not something to weigh too much on because Rotten Tomatoes is a pass-fail system, and also it had reviews like suitable entertainment for boys too young to shave, which is hilarious.
Yes,
What?
yes,
but
yes. I did look that up as a review.
Also, not
I do sort
really
of agree
a
with
review of a movie. It says nothing about the movie. It's kind of more of a tweet. So we have a bunch of tweet critics giving it an 8%. So just throwing that out there.
Okay, you're coming at us with the check your sources shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. And so this movie starred Mike Vogel. This was his debut movie, I guess. Adam Brody, Joey Kern, who I've seen in real life like 3 times for some reason around
Really?
LA pushing a stroller. Yeah, he's pushing a stroller a lot of the time. And
Well,
yeah, dude, Sweet Lou settled down.
I was gonna say, yeah, he's had a lot of kids. I'm guessing by fucking the entire United States.
Yeah, he settled down. Pushes a stroller in LA. And a lot of cameos in this movie. We got we got a lot of the Jackass crew. We got Bam Margera, Aaron McGehee.
Yeah, we have half the entire Jackass.
Preston, Wee Man. We also got Tom Green. We got a couple of young skaters, Ryan Sheckler. We have.
Thank God we got Tom Green.
Tom Green was.
Thank God.
Awesome in this movie. Ryan Sheckler, Dylan Ryder, rest in peace.
Dylan Ryder.
And
shit.
Dylan Ryder.
Bad vibes all around.
Really, he was a dope skater, and I loved him specifically because he never wore like sponsor shirts. He always wore a white tee, black pants because he hated sponsors. And Bobcat Goldthwait, which is honestly the best part of this movie for me.
Yeah. That is a good.
Stephen Root.
I'll give you that one.
Yeah. And Christopher McDonald also is hilarious. I can't
Christopher McDonald
look at him and start laughing.
Wait, sorry. Yeah, no, fuck that. Anyway.
You were gonna totally say he's awesome, and then you just went back on it completely.
Matt, what are you doing?
So in this episode, it's me and Matt defending the movie against James, who will be attacking me apparently.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say he's fucking lame.
I knew you were gonna fucking leave me in the desert on this one, dude. You already did.
Yeah.
Fucking it took. How are we into this? It took 8 minutes before you were like, dude, I know, bro. Yeah. This shit's awesome.
And just a little sidebar, Matt has this movie on DVD. But anyways, let's see.
Fuck. God, this
yeah, so let's start this thing off.
Fucking suck, dude.
Let's start this thing off.
I hate you, Matt.
Yeah. Anyways, I liked this movie. I think there were a lot of great scenes. It's a cult movie. It had a lot of, those scenes that make a cult movie. You know what I mean? Like the Tone Loc dance in the club, or the singing nothing but a good time.
No.
That was the lamest dance I've ever seen in my life.
No, dude, the Tone Loc shit. I was just watching. That was the first scene when I was watching this movie where, like, besides the cliche fucking intro, where, first of all, I would like to just open up the floor with these fucking 1960s Adam West Batman character intros, where it's like, Sweet Lou, this guy, just these colored like freeze frames, whack. That's whack as fuck. And then also just like, it's a classic, just late 90s, early 2000s, like, we're gonna skateboard through the high school. We're gonna have this cool like opening intro, and then I don't know, man. It just goes nowhere for me. The fucking movie just goes nowhere.
So
it starts
yeah,
off.
and then, well, he starts off he starts off ollieing, and he was just like, and then he starts doing some like okay tricks, but it's just kind of like, yeah, it is really weird, and like those fucking intros are just like really wacky. And then he goes to the skate shop, and like he's in the Chicago suburbs, and apparently Bam just walks in, and apparently Bam always goes to that Chicago suburb skate shop, and it's just like, what is going on here?
Yeah, there's a whole lot of like cameo fucking like huckster bullshit where it's just like, look at this person, look at this person. Just like obvious Bam cameo.
I'll meet you in the middle
Obvious
with
fucking-
the fact that during the skate montage, you see a couple palm trees, and they're supposed to be in Chicago. So let's just throw that out there.
Well, and on top of that, when they were at the Pink Motel, which for those that don't know, we actually all were there because we filmed that music video there. But they were there. Do you not remember, Ben?
Pink Motel, yeah.
Yeah. So we were there, and they were.
Yeah, it's like it's a
movie,
famous like shooting location out in the middle of the desert.
Yeah.
Like a lot of fucking, if you look at a lot of movies and a lot of music videos, any like shitty motel in the desert, it's the Pink Motel. It's like an obvious shooting.
Yeah, what about it, though?
Well, because they were there, and then they were in Phoenix, and then they were in LA.
Oh, well, I would definitely let that slide a little more because, one, I think we are we're more in the industry. The both of us have shot at the Pink Motel. We know where it is in location, but I would pass that as a desert middle of nowhere in Arizona. Most movies you watch, they bounce around LA. They'll shoot in K-Town. They'll tell you it's downtown.
You know what? Actually,
I think I would.
I think it was actually
I
before
would pass
Colorado.
that off.
I think that was actually
pass that off. What was it?
I think it was actually before Colorado, which was where Tom Green was, which looked like Colorado.
Well, there are certain parts of Colorado, like there's a straight up like sand dune desert in Colorado, like the White Dunes.
Colorado is a very well. I mean, no, but there was a definite thing where even some of the close-ups in the like opening scene when he's like skating to his job or some shit like that, like there was parts of it where I was just like, that doesn't look like. I mean, I've never been to Chicago, but the way the streets looked, it was like, that's way sunnier.
I met you in the middle on that because there's also another scene too where they're at the Chili and Such, and he says, "Man, they got one of these in Colorado, and the mountains in the background are clearly California.
Yeah,
like clearly."
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I actually I wrote
it was so funny
only those two things down as like a complete lack of just like, well, let's just throw it up as a movie.
Those are the only
Also,
two
in
things that you
general,
wrote
too,
down
like
for that?
Yeah, that was the only two things that I wrote down that were complete, absolute, like ignoring movie, like even movie logic, ignoring that.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, and that was another thing to me about the general plot. Like the movie has such a like 90s to early 2000s like Southern California kind of feel, like a vibe of like Encino Man, or a vibe like, I don't know, like a lot of like those Pauly Shore movies, you know, even those were fucking terrible, but it just has that kind of like Southern California bro vibe, and then it's just like this like road trip to eventually get to Southern California. Even though they really don't have any like main plot reason to get out there, like they're sort of touring with this bus or anything and stuff like that. But like it starts off and it gets to the point where it's like a road trip movie, which is cool. Road trip movies are fine, but road trip movies have a destination, a sort of like, we got to get to Zion, we got to get to Oz,
right?
You know what I mean, like that kind of idea. And, like, I know I was complaining about Big Daddy the other week because it's too by the numbers, but, like, Grind is not enough by the numbers for the movie that it presents, in my opinion.
What do you mean by the numbers?
Like, it should be just, like, sort of, like, following, you know, like a 3-act structure. Like, a very sort of obvious, you know, kind of comedy 3-act structure. Like, it sort of does, but there's no sort of, like, character arc for anybody. Like, the only person that actually changes...
That's wrong. I think that's wrong.
No. The only person that actually changes is fucking the Matt character, and it's like, why fucking bother with him? The main dude just starts off as a nice guy, ends up as a nice guy, but now he has a blonde girl.
I wouldn't even call him a nice guy.
No,
he's a fucking dick.
He met for 10 minutes.
Here, I can give you clear. I can give you clear arc indications for kind of each of the characters. So you have the
Let's throw it down, dog. Bullshit.
No,
these are the most
I think you're a little nervous. I think you're a little nervous that I might actually give
dude.
you something. That's why you keep interrupting me. I think that might be what it is.
All right,
if you want to just let me go, I can.
I've been
All
given
right.
a bag of bullshit before. I guess I'll take it again.
Okay. Yeah, okay, Ben Shapiro. Lay it on me,
Okay.
man.
All right. So
Too quickly so that I can't understand. Sorry, go on.
Still interrupting. If you guys just want to, let me not say anything, I guess we can just chalk it up to the fact that you're right. But, if you want me to talk, I totally can.
Okay, keep stalling.
So, you have the main character, who there's a definitive drive for him to become
The blonde
kid,
right?
to get out of the suburbia hell that he's in, and become a pro skater. Now, is the story meandering? Is there a lot of montages and scenes that kind of make it stretched out and a little long? Like, that's true, but the kind of key thing for him is that he has an ally who is Adam Brody or Adrian Brody? It's Adam Brody, right?
Adam Brody. Adrian Brody's the guy with the big nose.
Who is the character who's kind of pushing him into, along with a little bit of his father, of just kind of the normal, like, you need to go to college, you need to get a job, you need to do this. So he's that character for him that challenges his own drive to be a pro skater. So it's a clean narrative of just, he wants to be a pro skater. He's
going, dude. Come on, that's a stretch. Fucking barely, man. There's no pressure on that. The stakes are nowhere near high enough.
No, it's just a bunch of white kids in the suburbs.
How high do you want a buddy like ensemble comedy to be? Do you want them to have murderers after them or something like that? It's just clear that he wants to
murderers after them, but
it's clear that he just wants to be. He wants to. He makes super duper skates. He follows the Jimmy tour bus because he wants to get seen, and he wants to become a pro skater and get sponsored. It's a very clear scene with him and Bam at the beginning, where you see that he's just like, oh fuck, to be Bam, like to get to get sponsored, to be a pro skater, and then he goes to the jam earlier, and he's like, man, that skater, when he wants a new T-shirt, he just
of course
throws it off.
That's the most obvious thing about the movie, though, is that he wants to be a pro skater. Like, his end goal is the plot and his main character ambitions. Like, that is the movie. That's the whole meat and potatoes of the movie. But there's nothing else outside of that.
But what are we talking about, though? We're talking about his arc, right?
Yes, we are talking about his arc.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm getting at, because there's no fucking character arc for any of these characters. They just stay the same sort of stock one-dimensional character.
No, and here's
like the only thing that they accomplish is that they're just like bro.
They're driven to. He's driven to become a pro skater, and then they get all the way to kind of the climax of the movie, where it's that final like Western like showdown to become the pro. Of the
which is such an original idea. Sergio Leone fucking Western showdown soundtrack.
It was an ode, sure. Like, it's overused.
No, it was a straight jack. It's been overused since Bugs Bunny was fucking doing westerns, dude. Like,
but who watching that
80-year-old
James?
joke,
who watching that movie though was literally in the seats going, "Oh, this is from a Sergio Leone western. They stole this." Like, no, it's.
I mean, probably not, but it's just like, it's a goddamn joke, dude. It's like saying like, check please. You know what I mean? It's just like, man, I haven't heard that. Like, I've heard that joke since the 1920s. Like, it's just a repetitive old. Even if you don't know who Sergio Leone is, you know the parody of The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. You know the Western Showdown. You know the.
It was a trope.
Western,
they were not parodying anything. They were not dragging it out to this huge thing of like, oh, this is a Western, blah blah blah. It happened for a little bit, and then they moved on.
Dude, what? No.
Oh, because that was a drag
joke. They meet on the vert ramp.
It went right into POD. It went right into POD.
No, it did not.
Because a little bit.
No. No, because there was this big.
It was not that long. They looked at each other for a little bit, and then it went right into POD.
They meet in the middle.
Ben, you say though that it went right into POD like it's a good thing.
No.
Like, it went right into POD.
No, I don't.
Like what the fuck are you talking about?
I'm not a fan of POD. I'm telling you objectively that it really wasn't that long.
No, you're just a fan of grind.
Yeah, I think it was. I think it was a bit long. I mean, but
no, I don't think so.
Maybe that's how bad the joke was. Was it just felt that long because it was that bad of a joke?
It was that long.
If you want to complain about the execution, that's fine. But it really wasn't that long.
Yeah.
So then afterwards, after that,
they might as well crop the top and the bottom.
After that, hang on. After that, they finish. The two guys square off. Where they were the main opponent basically for the movie. And then they make up whatever. And then Jimmy's tour bus drives off, and he says to him like, "Oh shit, there it goes," and he goes, "Ah, whatever." So it's definitely I'm with my friends, whatever. And then you have what's called like kind of like a circular plot, which is kind of like he's in suburbia basically. And he travels all over the country and finding himself. And then the best way to show the contrast of who he was to who he is now is to go back to the same spot. It's kind of a plot technique for a lot of movies. So then they're back at the skate park, and he's just kind of chilling and not really caring. He's just like, yeah, she's traveling the world, whatever. So the arc is complete. He had a desire. He realized his friends were more important. And then he's just now back to where he was at the skate park, whatever.
But this is the same. Really this is the same guy that was talking shit last week about Big Daddy and about Adam Sandler being such a piece of shit. This guy literally kidnapped his friend, stole his college fund, all because he wanted to be a pro skater. I don't know.
So those were the wrong things he did in the beginning. Those were the wrong things he did in the beginning. And you hear Adam Brody admit that it was all worth it too. So that is a little bit lenient on that.
Doesn't make
he doesn't change at all. I mean, like, yeah, I understand that that's the way that the story works, but like, it's not like we have anything in the beginning of that story where there's something conflicting really hard with him, like wanting to, I don't know, maybe like not be a skater for life. Like, yeah, he has the Adam Brody character just being like, I'm gonna go off and
he has the chili and such. But then, like, yeah, he's the bean, dude. Like, he's the fucking bean. Like, you think he loves doing that?
Then, well, actually, that's another thing though. Is that like first of all, in the first like half an hour, like where are the jokes in this fucking movie? Because yeah, there are funny circumstances of just like, oh yeah, Brian Posehn brings back a fucking thing that he already ate before and has the receipt, so he has to like do it. He has to do that whole thing and refund him with the fucking food or some shit like that. But like, there are no fucking really like funny jokes in the first half of it.
No,
and, like Adam Brody's character is fucking
Adam Brody.
Yeah, it's Adam Brody.
Yeah, Adam Brody. Like Adam Brody's character is sort of just like Randall from Clerks, basically, just like, but without any real personality. He's just kind of like the smart one that's going to college that always has a good quip. He's always just nice and quick with the fucking quips, but like none of the jokes are actually.
Hey, you know his best quip, James. Really quick, his best quip is when the rival skate gang, who we'll get into later, they come up and they say something about how they're on their grills, dog, and then Adam Brody goes, grills?
Oh,
is there some sort of barbecue later? I was gonna say, yeah, is someone having barbecue out here? Like, dude, that was the worst fucking joke I've ever heard in my life. There's so many just jokes that fucking fall flat in this fucking film. And then also another thing, in my opinion, that falls really fucking flat is that none of the characters really have any motivation besides just like this, not to be like a woke motherfucker right now, but just like women in this movie are fucking objects. It's creepy.
Yeah.
How fucking just objectified this movie is towards shit. Like, what's his face?
If you like this movie too, then you stand for that too.
Isn't that though?
Yeah, exactly. If you enjoy watching this movie and think that this is like okay behavior, and like in terms, if you think it's okay to walk up to a woman and just go, "I'm for the twins release project," what does that mean? Releasing those twins.
So let me give you.
If you think it's okay to walk up to a woman and say that, then you are an absolute pervert, and you need to unfriend me.
Okay,
on
so
Facebook.
they gave him a sex doll to fuck, by the way. So he's really not he's not Mr. Rogers by any means.
He also goes,
he's definitely a yes.
For a
He's
titty
very
grab joke. And he goes,
he's an awful person.
He goes with his cast. He's like, you think this smells like pepperoni?
But there's
or
an
ass
arc
crack?
for that. There was an arc for that.
$5 on pepperoni.
Oh man,
no.
come on! Are you trying to cast him as
Ben.
as an awful person because of the fucking pepperoni
No, not because
joke?
of the cast.
Oh, that's
It was
so
just
gross.
Ben,
It's
I
just
He
would-
put
Ben,
his
I would-
cast
wait,
up
wait,
to
wait,
a
hold on,
girl
hold on.
and made her smell it. The patriarchy. What an awful guy.
Hey, I'm really sensitive
yes.
to that.
Like,
Wait,
Okay.
Ben, I will agree with you. I think the only person in this movie that actually had an arc, I will disagree with you and agree with you at the same time. I think the only person that had an arc is the Matt character.
so the Matt character had an arc. They
Listen to me,
gave
Morty.
him a good, kind of like a special kind of when he came over the arc at the clown college.
Right.
When
Yeah,
he
with
had
the
the
clown
conversation with her
Which
parents.
actually,
um,
my concedence will be, Ben, when you were saying before, like you have two notes that you will concede is bad about it. I will concede that one scene where it's him talking to his parents about like how they left to run off to clown college and he was abandoned and all that shit. Like that was a funny sketch in the middle of the fucking movie. That was a funny sketch. But also, it was like Will Ferrell, like 1999 SNL.
okay, so here's one of the things
Yeah.
I've written down about criticisms of the movie. If you want to criticize the movie, criticize the movie. If you want to criticize the era, that's not a criticism of the movie, really, in my mind.
Oh no, I'm not. No, no. I am not saying that. I'm not criticizing the era that the movie came out of. I'm criticizing the fact that it's like, I don't know, like there's certain shit I'll see where it's just like, oh yeah, like that's fucking 90s Conan. You know what I mean? Like that's like old school fucking bullshit. You know what I mean? And the era that it came out is I'm not criticizing Grind for having a 90s era SNL sketch in it. Like that shit would have been good in fucking 95 or some shit like that. But this was 2003. You have to respect that it's like it was the same thing I was saying before with like the check please type of joke where it's just like, yeah, like jokes become not as funny over time because they get used and overused and overused. And you can't avoid that when you're watching a fucking movie. Like, for example, like the Sweet Lou character, dude, is 100%
Dude, Matthew McConaughey.
Matt McConaughey.
Days Confused.
That's
Yeah.
the
it's
point.
Matthew McConaughey.
That's literally the point.
Yeah.
That's the point.
I
That
don't
is the
think,
point of
no,
his character.
that's not
I
the
don't
point.
think-
Yes,
No.
it is.
No, it's
Yes, it is.
No, it's a rip-off
It's-
of
yeah.
it. It's
not-
a rip-off of
it's
it.
almost-
It's
It's
He
not a
almost said-
ripoff.
He almost said the
There's
same.
He
no way
literally says in the movie, like, that's not my
The exact
Tuesday,
same
or you
line
should
that
see
Matt
Friday.
McConaughey-
Yes,
yeah.
it's aware. It's completely aware. The character. That's literally from him. And
I
they make
don't
another
know.
I think
They
there's
make
just
another
bad
Fast
writing.
Times at Ridgemont High. They make another Fast Times at Ridgemont High ode. And when he like rolls up to the chili and such in the beginning and was just like, yeah, I want a fat fucking like make it beefy, blah blah blah. Like that was from like a scene in Fast Times at Ridgemont High as well.
I don't remember that scene in Fast Times.
Yeah, but calling out the fact that you're ripping something off, does that necessarily make it better? That's one of the biggest criticisms of like things like Rick and Morty or a movie like Scream or something like that, where it's just like, if you're writing bullshit and you just put in just, hey, I know I'm writing bullshit, like, does that make it any better? No, it doesn't. It just means that you're aware of the fact that you're writing bullshit and you keep doing it anyway, instead of writing maybe a better movie. That's my biggest problem with Grind, is because a lot of the skate footage was fucking awesome, and there are a lot of scenes, like the scene with Bobcat Goldthwait is pretty funny, I will admit. But like, it seems to me like it's a first draft of a movie. It's like they did a first draft script where they didn't tighten up any of the fucking jokes, and they just sort of beat a lot of fucking dead horses, and then in general just went for a basic like, dude, like, I'm gonna leave the bros. Like, no, like, bros, we're gonna be bros. Like, we're in Southern California now, and we're about to bro.
I think that's a clever.
Let's go and fucking skate.
I think that's a clever parody of Grind.
Three climaxes.
But I think there was a little more there's not enough you're giving it credit for, I think, especially for like a cult movie where with certain scenes. It's not Citizen Kane. It's not
like what?
not Citizen Kane. It's not The Social Network.
Fuck that! No,
It's a cult movie.
That's a logical fallacy. You can't compare even if I'm not giving it.
That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling you.
Some sort of shit.
Is that
I know that's what I mean.
You cannot compare it to those movies. That's what I'm saying. Like keep in mind.
I'm just comparing it as something I would watch on it like a.
Ben, what I'm telling you is that I'm not comparing it to those movies, and I still think that it's pretty whack.
Same.
I still think that's pretty. Like, lame and cheap. Like
I'm just laying that down. Is what I'm saying. Like it's in terms of a cult movie, I've never really seen like a cult movie that doesn't seem like a first draft sometimes. Like there's a lot of cult movies that I've seen that I've been like, oh yeah, this is relatively like student filmy and indie that I still love.
Can we talk really quick? Can we talk about the rival skate gang and how terrible of an antagonist that was? Because you don't even know them. You don't know what their purpose is. You don't know what they want. And in the end, we face off in that once again really fucking shitty Western. Where it takes forever and they're fucking big wide shot and they come up to each other and it's a big ripoff. But can we talk about how they don't want anything and there's no fucking point in them facing off in the end? It's just like it's just something they like added in almost like after the movie. Kind of like what James is saying, how it feels like a first draft of a script. They were like, oh fuck, I think we need.
Well, that's what I'm saying because
the
climax of the fucking movie was that awful montage where they actually get out to go and skate, and it's very, very, very fucking obvious that it's none of the actors actually skating. It's so obvious that it's fucking body doubles and just the independent fucking.
Well, I mean, what are you gonna do? There's skaters. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, find an actor that can do that double, triple flip? I mean, I kind of half expected that to be the point.
Hell yeah, dog. Fuck it. Fucking
you want to go watch Paranoid Park? Dude, that movie is awful.
Yeah.
That movie's fucking terrible. It's because they chose a skater that could actually skate.
I could do it, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I mean, at least just there's one slow motion flip off of a rail, dude, where it's supposed to look like that young kid, our main character, in the red independent shirt. Okay. And it's like a swole, big ass dude with just the hat that doesn't even have the same hair. And he's just like ripping his gigantic Arnold Schwarzenegger sized fucking body in like a fucking 900 or some shit like that. It cuts it out.
Again, $6 million.
Even what?
$6 million.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
spent on not the right
that's
shit.
What I'm fucking saying. Where the fuck did that $6 million go?
Oh, dude, they had to travel a lot and they had to build a lot.
What do you mean? Everything was in LA. We already established this. Oh my
god!
They didn't actually
exactly. We established.
Dude, they had to build entire events. What do you mean?
There was no crowd.
They had to build.
There was no crowd.
Dude, that doesn't cost. Dude. Yeah,
that crowd was like
movie bullshit.
There was
people.
What do you mean? What do you mean crowd? They had to build entire events. They had to build the skate park.
I'll be right back.
There were several demos throughout the entire movie.
Yeah, you use the same ramps for all of them, just in different locations. That's all you do, and you fucking save.
No, and there was a lot of cameos, and I guess there wasn't that much talent in it, but
the cameos were bullshit. Tony Hawk was supposed to be in this movie, but Tony Hawk turned it down because Tony Hawk thought that it was going to be a big piece of shit.
In 2003, the cameos were not bullshit for 2003. They were not. That would be exactly who I would have wanted to see in that movie in 2003. The cameos were not bullshit.
Yeah, had some jackass
Bobcat Goldthwait, the jackass guys,
Well, and you know what? I won't disagree with you
Tom
there.
Green.
I think that's where their money went.
You just said they were bullshit. You just said they were bullshit cameos, and I said no, they're not. And you said I won't disagree with you.
I'm going to meet you halfway. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay, all right. Oh, there we go.
I'm going to meet you halfway.
That's all right. It's one against one right now. I'll give you that one. It's fine.
Yeah, I'll meet you halfway on that one. However, they spent their money on that, where they could have spent their money on anything else in the movie. Anything else.
Okay.
They could have made it so much better, but instead they were worried about the cameos and getting the popular jackass guys in there and getting the popular like Tom Green in there and stuff like that.
That's why
They're worried about that. It was
it.
more of a marketing thing for skateboarding at the time because skateboarding was such a huge thing, right? This came out 1990. This came out in 2003, but 1999 I think is when Tony Hawk landed the 900 and Tony Hawk Pro Skater came out, right? Then skateboarding blew up in another way again. Like it was a new wave because before that Tony Hawk wasn't really making any money. Now he came out of this very rich man.
Now is this?
But now
are we reviewing the Bones Brigade documentary, or are we?
No,
are we reviewing Grind?
I'm reviewing Grind. Trust me, I'm getting to it.
Okay.
So then you get to 2003 and people are like, okay, well, how can we make money off of the skateboarding thing? Like, oh, well, what if we make, there's no movies about skateboarding that are like really, really good. Even though a couple have come out since then. They were like, okay, well, let's fucking put together a movie for $6 million. Okay, well, we need the Jackass guys. We need, fucking, I don't even know how Tom Green fits in the mix, but he was popular in the 90s. So there you go. And then they get
like
Bob Burnquist, Sheckler. And
they had a lot of actually... They have a lot of other.
I know Andy McDonald was doing. Yeah, Andy McDonald was doing tricks on the vert and stuff like that, as like a stunt double. But it was just a marketing ploy. They were just trying to make money off of this movie, and it was very clear that that's all that they were trying to do. I'm sure a lot of that $6 million budget came from
that
those
may have been the
skateboard companies.
intent originally. That may have been the intent originally, but I think they made a decent movie.
I think it was
for the marketing ploy.
I think it was shit, and I think they should be ashamed of themselves because I think they disrespected skateboarding, and I think they.
Well, these are your opinions, but let me know the whys. Let me know the whys. Is why we're here. Let me know the whys.
For sure. Well, I mean,
in the house.
Yeah, so I mean, you had basically all like independent and Etnies, and it was like fucking Jurassic World all over again with that Mercedes.
Oh, you're just giving me this note because I fucking attacked you for all the Crest and McDonald's and fucking Big Daddy.
That's not true.
You know what?
That's not true.
No,
that's not true.
That is true. That is true.
That's not true because what I'm saying is correct. That's where the $6 million budget came from.
The vans, and all that stuff. All of that was correct if you were a set designer to a jam. All that stuff is supposed
set
to
designer
be there.
my ass. They would fucking
all that
focus
stuff is
in.
Supposed to be.
They were like
so
they were going to
make
focus in on the fucking.
They were
going
to make a jam. They would not do that. They did not do that.
Oh, they absolutely did. The Etnies on the back of the shoes.
No, they didn't.
With the
it was in the background. It was in the background.
No, dude, bullshit.
The only thing I'll meet you halfway.
They were just exploiting skateboard culture at that point.
Not. No, they were not.
Yeah. And Tony Hawk was the only one that was like, hey, you know what? Fuck this.
The only thing I will give you is there were a lot of close-ups on the Cadillac logo. Like, that was it. Like,
oh my god!
All you saw was the Cadillac logo, and
that was probably $4 million of the budget.
The Escalade close-up.
Oh my god!
Only one I'll give you. That basically the entire point of the shot was just the logo. That's the only one.
Who would want to pay for that anyway? Hey dog! Hey dog! Hey dog! Hey dog! I've been all around the. You remember that song? Yeah.
I do remember that song.
Dude, well, actually, that is a nice segue to the next thing that I wanted to talk about. Was that this soundtrack, if nothing could make me want to put
it had Sublime,
the end of a revolver to the roof of my mouth.
It had
actually, Ben, can you let me talk?
One at a time.
Yeah,
there's three of us, but one at a time. Three of us, but one at a time. Go ahead.
One at a time.
One at a time. If there is anything on planet Earth that I want makes me want to just put the end of a gun on the roof of my mouth to make sure that my brain blows out of my ears, is this fucking soundtrack.
Okay.
From the time the movie opens, it's fucking garbage. I haven't heard this much nu metal since the last time I did meth. Like, that's how much fucking nu metal is in this fucking movie.
Was the movie made now?
Like,
was it made in 2020 or 2019?
Wait, what are you talking about?
When was the movie made?
There was plenty of movies in 2003 that had better soundtracks than that, though.
Oh, yeah.
So
that was relevant. That was relevant to skateboarding.
That's not a timeless.
It was relevant to skaters.
Not all skaters were listening to that in 2003.
Made it.
Yeah.
Listen to Tony Hawk's Pro Skaters soundtrack 1 and 2. Those soundtracks are the best soundtracks of all time. And grind was just like, oh, you know what? We're gonna have emo and new metal and just straight up bullshit.
I think they were trying to appeal to an audience that would watch this
Southern
movie.
California like 311, just like Red Hot Chili Peppers, just like skip it a bit, flip the tip, dip it, bam, 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 flip your tip, flip your tongue, and dip it.
Yeah, that was like Hot Police,
and then
something like that.
And then the fact that they come out in the climax of the fucking movie too. First off, whatever it was, that song, it wasn't Hatebreed, but
It's
in my
POD.
mind, it's what's that song?
Was it the
It's
used?
called Step Off, I'll kill. No, it's Step
Headstrong?
Off, I'll beat your ass.
Headstrong?
Oh, fucking yeah. Headstrong.
No, that wasn't the finale. That was the jam before the finale. That song.
Yes, that was
yeah.
the jam before the
Yep.
finale, and then but the
finale was POD.
was the finale with the two skater. But what was the previous finale? That was the other.
Well,
thing that
the
fucking bugged me
used
about
the
movie
used was
there were
on
two-
one of them.
There were two climaxes.
No,
Oh, yeah,
there was
that
not two.
fucking,
There was not two climaxes because a climax is between the antagonist and the main character only. So there wasn't two climaxes. The jam before was just a moment where you got to see the guys skate together.
Yeah.
And then he learns
but-
that, oh yeah, it's more about really my friends and just loving
I
skating.
think we're getting off the point of the
then it's
shitty
not.
soundtrack, though.
So then
we're getting
why-
off. We're getting off the point because I'm making a good point. Just,
I think we're
just checking.
But then I'm still on the double climax, Steve, because like
There can
then
only be a
what
climax
honestly is
between the
the-
antagonist and the main character. That's the only time it can be a climax.
All right, well then, fair enough. All right, if you're gonna define it by that, then why fuck it up with what it feels more important when they walk out to fucking?
Right?
I'm just a kid and my life is a nightmare. Like
That was
the
before
entire
the
movie
jam.
was a
Yeah.
what? Yes, exactly. That was before the jam. And what song did they fucking play? It was hold on.
It was Simple Plan.
It was the fucking. Well, no, there was the other one. Shit.
No, it was the
Go.
this up.
Oh, so follow.
Yeah. The lead.
The leader.
Oh, God.
So I'm just wondering, is this just going to be an hour though of derping over the soundtrack, or
An hour. We
know.
just brought it up.
I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, we literally just brought it up. But dude, also not even just the soundtrack, because the soundtrack fucking blows. This fucking soundtrack sucks. It's awful.
It's the worst
Like,
piece of shit
to be
I've
hon- to
ever
be
heard
honest
in my
with you,
goddamn life.
It made me really want to fucking
Ever.
shoot my fucking brains out of the side of my head. Like I really wanted to just stab myself in the ears with some
Yep.
shit.
I think you
but
said
then
that
also-
already, but okay.
I would have used that same knife.
I think we're repeating ourselves here a little bit. But okay, I get what you're saying. You hated the soundtrack.
Maybe a bit. But then also, just at the same time, that climax to me is where the climax of the story is, because they all sort of are coming from like different sort of areas, like you were saying. Like, you have the kid that wants to go to college, you have the mainstream skater kid, you have like the fucking goofy dude that has the clown family and shit like that. And the end of the kind of pinnacle climax of the story should be not just like like you were saying, like an antagonist versus a protagonist kind of idea. It should be they all like learn that they were bros and they were going to live with each other forever. Endless. It's going to be an endless summer, dog. And then they just skate together,
Right,
and it's
right.
fine.
No, that was
But then hold on. Within 3 minutes, we get. By the way, never seen this in a movie before, so maybe I'm giving it credit, maybe I'm not. But like within 3 minutes, I'm getting another skateboard fucking climax montage. Like they're just like, oh yeah, we forgot about this We totally forgot about this
Right.
dynamic in the movie where they're just like, where there's just the dudes.
Well, that's what I'm
that are
saying.
like
They came in after, dude. That's what I'm saying. They wrote the fucking script and we're like, oh shit, we need a protagonist. So if you notice the scenes with those guys, all come in after. I have a slight
you
suspicion.
said protagonist. You said protagonist.
Antagonist. Sorry, antagonist. Thanks for the help. I won't do the same for you. So antagonist.
I didn't help you because you sounded like an idiot by saying protagonist. But,
Dude, Matt, you are not helping me on
No,
this.
dude, those
fucking
antagonists-
game right now, man. I'm not gonna
You're just making yourself look worse, and I'm making you look worse even.
All right, go fuck yourself.
That.
All right,
But yeah.
so no, they wrote the
continue,
script,
though.
and
Go
then
ahead.
they were like, "Oh shit, we don't have an antagonist, so we need to add them in." all the scenes with those guys are like separate from everything else. It's almost like they went back and refilmed it and were like, oh shit, we like need to add this in. Now that might not have been the case, but that's what it seems like because that's how bad.
No,
they are.
I think it was a very meandering story. So you were seeing them, like his journey was to try and meet pros and become a pro skater. So like, there's a scene at the club where they're going into the club because there are pro skaters there. He needs to meet them, and the antagonists are there. So it's not like, yes,
first of all, though,
a couple of times.
Wait, no,
hang on. You can't just let me say something and then not explain myself with it. I'll give you a second for the hang on. Just let me finish what I was saying. So you do see a couple scenes where he does see the antagonist outside everything when they're just driving. He puts his fucking like hand in front of his butthole and they throw like firecracker into the car. And then you see him a couple times outside. But I think
it's a great way to develop character, by the way.
It was just a moment.
Buttholes and firecrackers. Yeah. Just absolutely fantastic.
They're dicks. They're skater dicks. That would be what a skater dick would do, to be honest. But I mean that's a scene. That's a scene weave. That's a scene weaving moment. Is you have part of his journey going to the not the firecracker moment. The club where he goes in and it's part of his journey. It's part of his drive to try to get what he is. You have the antagonist come in. They get kicked out. He's not able to talk to the pros because they did their dance and they were trying to have fun, and they got kicked out. So it wasn't just him and the antagonist being like, "Oh," and bark. There was a lot going on in that scene.
That was okay. A lot going on as a stretch.
No,
that was like a lot going on as a series. There was a small sliver of
that's an early 2000s.
No, I think
version of just like a group dance, dude. That's a note that I had of fucking the tragedy of late 90s and early 2000s movies that just have group dances to fucking songs. Like, ugh, it's the most cringy shit you can fucking put in a film. I don't give a shit if it's just like, this just shows that these guys are having fun. They're goofy guys that just have fun.
To say
that's a garbage
to say
way
that the
to
group
fucking
dance was
present
the
that.
only other thing going on in that entire club scene, I don't think is that fair. I think there was a really great
Ben. What else was going on in that scene?
There was really great character juxtaposition where you got to see Sweet Lou walk off, have a moment to do his thing. You got to learn his character a little more. You had Adam Brody
learn his character
walk off.
More.
He sits down.
Just make out.
He sits down. No character there.
Adam Brody sits.
No character
Adam sits down. Adam Brody sits down.
He's as thin as this.
Adam Brody sits down. Adam Brody sits down and tries to make out with the girl, and he doesn't really kind of get it because he's too cringy. And you have Sweet Lou come in, and you have Sweet Lou come in directly after. He just says one word. They started making out. If you want to say it's a little cheesy, that's fine. But it is a juxtaposition scene where you get to see the two characters and how they're different.
And also promotes the gross idea that just women are around there to just serve men.
Right. Sure, yeah.
Anybody that
totally
likes
does.
Film thinks that too.
It totally does. Yeah. It totally does. It's every 16-year-old boy's fantasy, but it does not. It does not really say that these characters.
It's such a flat fantasy.
It does not really say that these characters are nice people.
There's no
actually.
Ben, you are stretching it, man. There's no character development in that. These characters are 1%. They're not even characters. They're fucking one-liners.
It was a good scene.
They're just one. It was a good scene. One-liner fucking characters.
And I will
that's
say,
all it is like
and to your that they're shitty people who eventually learn not to pretty much objectify women at the end. I will say that there's.
Wait. Hold on. Sorry. Ben, you're mishearing me. I'm not saying that they're shitty people. I'm saying that they're shitty characters.
Agreed.
I'm saying that they're one-dimensional characters that only have one part of their personality.
You keep bringing up though how they were objectifying women, which they were, but that sounds like something you had a problem with.
Well, yeah. I think any sensible man has a problem is that the.
Yes, but what I'm trying to explain to you though, and here's a quote by
the movie treats women as one-dimensional as well. The movie treats everyone that's in this movie as a one-dimensional fucking person.
Well, there's four characters carrying the movie.
The kooky fucking Jim character.
There's four.
All the women in this movie are either just sexual objects or just like at the end, especially too, where it's just like, oh no, bro, like we have the team of 5 bros, and we gotta be bros, and we've just learned that we're best friends. Wait, what if we found like a chick that's cool? What?
Yeah, but that really was before
she has an SUV.
That really was before. That really was before the end of the movie,
like,
though. When all the characters come back home, Sweet Lou doesn't have the van. He's not hitting on fucking high school chicks. Matt doesn't have his cap. Kind of a symbol to show that he's a piece of shit. He doesn't have it anymore. They're all chilling, not doing that, and they were shitty people, kind of leading up to all their horrible decisions throughout the movie, and then they learn, and then at the end they're just kind of chilling, skating, and they're not doing that.
Ben, you're mishearing me though. I don't care that these people are shitty people. I think it would be funnier if they were.
Matt said though, any man watching this movie would be disgusted that the characters are shitty people that objectify women. That's what Matt said.
Yeah,
I did say that.
Fuck Matt though. I told him I told him before this started. I was like, "You're gonna leave me stranded because I know that you like this fucking movie, and you're definitely."
I don't like this movie. I think this movie fucking sucks. I think this movie fucking sucks, dude. And I did not leave you out hanging. I told Ben Matt, when you fucking walked away. I told him off about this guy.
Dude, I'm out here in the middle of the woods right now, dog. I'm trying to fucking.
Matt, you did. And Matt, to your point, I will give you this quote by John Truby, which is he wrote The Anatomy of a Story. And he said, make your audience empathize with the characters, not sympathize. They don't have to be likable, just fascinating. What's important is that the audience understands that the character understands what the character does, but not like everything that he does.
Wait.
No, hold on.
No,
I did not empathize with those characters.
Wait. Yeah, Ben, fuck up. I'm not saying you can.
I was talking to Matt.
Not sympathize with
I was talking to Matt. And so are you going against what John Truby said then? Is that what you're saying?
I feel like this is a trick question. I feel like you have a fucking loaded answer for it already. But whatever. I mean, I don't empathize with the characters.
I just want to make sure that if you disagree with the quote, I just want that to be said. If that's what you're saying.
Oh well, no. Well, wait, Ben, you're bringing it up in a way that is sort of framing it as like either a right or wrong answer, where it's just like 100% like I don't empathize with the people that are on Always Sunny in Philadelphia. They're pieces of garbage. They're absolute piece of garbage human being characters, but they're funny, so I can get with that.
Right.
My problem with this movie, it's not that they're pieces of garbage.
I was talking to Matt when I said that. I was talking to Matt when I said that. I said, Matt, I have a quote for you.
Fair enough.
That's what I said.
Fair enough, but I think that's an unfair argument at the same time.
I agree.
It's just like I don't think that it's about whether they are pieces of shit or not. I think what it is about is that they're one-dimensional fucking whack-ass characters. They're stock characters. Adam Brody is the smart, clever guy. Fucking what's-his-face, whoever played the blonde dude, fucking he's the main kind of good-looking guy that's going to get the blonde-looking girl with the nice titties in the end. Fucking the guy that played Matt? He's like the kooky dude that fucking Jim Carrey needs to talk to and tell him to fucking learn subtlety because that guy is overacting as fuck throughout the
I thought Matt was pretty funny. I thought the Matt character was funny.
No.
Yeah,
no, he's not. He's fucking annoying as shit, dude. He's Jar Jar Binks. Are you fucking kidding me? He's the Jar Jar Binks of a fucking skateboarding movie, dude. He's fucking annoying as shit. The entire time when that laugh that he does, where he's just like, "Fuck off."
No, I thought that was pretty funny. And again,
I feel like you're lying out of your ass right now. And what you said right now, plus that laugh.
Yeah. You're alone on this hill, my friend.
You can feel
you're alone on this hill, my friend.
It's 2 against 1, so yeah, we knew that at the beginning. But you can make assumptions all you want about how I feel or whatever. But this is the movie I'm defending.
I'm not making assumptions.
And
it's just a fact.
Also, I just want to bring up. that we are at 59 minutes, I think. So
this is the first time you've kept a timer because you were probably sweating because you're probably like, shit, grind sucks. I need to make sure I get this over with at exactly an hour.
I'm not checking a timer.
Because these guys are going to rip me a new asshole.
I'm not checking a timer. I just opened up Audition and saw that it was at 59 minutes. So, closing remarks from James and Matt, if you would like.
Well, wait, hold on. I had a couple of good jokes in my notes. That
So what is this ending here? They face off against their forced nemesis on a fucking vert ramp, and that's what we get. But then they kind of accept their fate, and then in the end, they fucking
after the actual climax of the movie happens, because the
Again,
entire
it's not the
what you were
climax of the
saying,
movie.
Ben.
Again, it's not the climax of the movie. The climax of the movie is between the antagonist and the protagonist.
No, Ben, it fucking is, because like the first part of that fucking movie is just them living in a fucking garage and like being like pieces of shit. It's the like ultimate sort of like slacker skateboarder, Southern California, even though they're in fucking Chicago, which is another reason why the movie sucked. Like,
Agreed.
why would they be there? And like, but like with that, like the end of it is, I don't know, like
no, I would agree with James here because the climax is that moment because.
Say what the moment is. Say what the moment is. Say what the moment is, just so I know what you're talking about.
When they finally get to skate when they finally get to skate at the fucking park, right before they meet at the vert ramp, that was actually the climax, or at least it was supposed to be.
Yeah, that's the climax of the actual story.
They were like, we want to skate.
Like Ben, if you're trying to defend the character arc, like the character arc is all of these dudes just realizing that they're just bros that are just gonna live with being bros, and basically what they need to do, you know what, they just need to go to the Southern California beach and just skate together, dog, and they're just gonna skate together, bro.
Yeah, he's realizing that his friends are kind of more important than actually getting like it's as Miley Cyrus would say, it's not what's on the other side, it's the climb. Is what I'll say.
Exactly.
that is the point.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. But also at the same time, I do want to say that's a fucking weak ass dumb point for the ending of a movie. Like that's like after all this fucking time, it's like this whole thing.
It's a point of a lot of movies. I would think a lot of ensemble movies.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Just me and my bros have a lot of problems with the way my dad treated me. Oh no, bummer.
It's white suburb problem. I don't know. Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
but
which made it
was
really
the narrative
boring.
clear?
Yeah.
What was the narrative clear though? Is what we're arguing, kind of.
Not really. And then when it finally came through,
dude, the narrative was nowhere near clear.
Yeah,
though. That's
because we can't even decide where the climax is. Clearly, it was not clear.
You two can't decide. You two can't decide where the climax is.
No,
the climax is very obviously
none of us. I don't think anybody in the world
and the protagonist face off in a final battle. That's what it is.
No, because the antagonist wasn't that clear throughout the movie.
Dude, that final battle though, like those dudes show up like as a joke. Like they're sort of like an Austin Powers kind of just like side joke throughout the entire fucking movie. They're just like the dudes.
They keep the group from getting sponsored. It is what it was. They were the main challenge.
They were not the main challenge.
No, they don't.
They had a million challenges. They were not the main challenge.
Nowhere near correct.
A couple of times
they had a million challenges. They had a million challenges. What you just said. They weren't the main challenge. So if they weren't the main challenge, what was the main challenge?
No, they weren't like the sole challenge. They weren't the sole challenge. There was a bunch of obstacles that stood in their way.
Right. So what was the main challenge?
Probably that they couldn't get noticed. They couldn't get anybody to see them. But I guess that was the why they couldn't do that though.
Who was the antagonist if they weren't? Why weren't they the main oppressor, the main challenger, the main people keeping them from
because they came in out of fucking like nowhere and they weren't like.
Okay. So who was the second best then? Who was the main challenge?
There wasn't any. That was like
all the challenges.
No, listen, you guys. The main challenge was themselves.
I was gonna say that, but I thought it was gonna sound stupid.
No. You know what? I'll say it. I'll sound stupid. The main challenge was themselves.
You want to know why it sounds stupid? Because it is stupid. Because the script was stupid. That's why it sounds stupid.
There's been other movies.
And also, wait a minute. Okay. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Into the Wild. Into the Wild. Same thing. Main challenge is himself. When you really think about it, there's other movies with that idea.
Oh, for sure. Wait. Ben, hold on for 1 second. I think that movie is dumb as shit. Like, I hate Into the Wild because that guy deserved to die. Like, cause it was just like, yeah, that's stupid.
Don't eat bad berries, man.
Fucking. Yeah, fuck that guy. Don't eat those berries.
I don't think that. Because you can't.
Don't don't burn your money and run up into the middle of Alaska and decide to live eating off like
ignorantly.
berries that you fucking are going to poison you.
All right.
Yeah.
Real quick. I think
live
a
anywhere.
story where
Fuck that guy.
I think a story where a guy wants to be truly alone and then takes a journey to be alone, but meets people along the way that actually teach him that being alone is actually not that cool. I think that's a pretty decent idea for a story.
All right, now we're talking about Into the Wild,
But
which is a story.
You're right.
About
We are
a
talking about
whiny
Into the
little
Wild,
bitch.
but
Yeah, we're getting a bit.
Yeah, we need to.
So you guys had. So have your closing arguments, or I'm just gonna have mine.
Well, I kind of already had mine where I said this movie
Alright,
fucking
fine.
sucks. Grills.
That's
is
not- okay.
There's some sort of barbecue going on later. I never
James?
found out whether
James?
there was any sort of barbecue
James?
going on later.
James, what is your closing argument?
Also, no, hold on. My closing argument besides that is,
All right, Matt. Okay. Yep.
again, I mentioned it earlier, but this movie came out. This movie came out to make money. It felt like it was just dirty money coming from independent Etnies,
money.
fucking like
Oh.
any skateboard person they could find, and they're like, you know what?
Donald Trump funded.
We don't
this
care about
movie,
the story.
$6
We don't care
million.
about the acting. We don't care about anything else. We're gonna get a few cameos here, a few things here. We'll get some brands here, and we'll get some skaters to do some stunt skateboard tricks, and we're gonna fucking kill it because Tony Hawk made millions of dollars on his shit, and there's not a lot of skateboard movies out right now. I feel like that's why they made this movie, and I feel like it shows. And that is the end of my argument right there.
James.
Oh wow, Matt, you just argued for the movie, but okay.
No, I said it fucking sucks because
I'm
of
gonna-
that.
Yeah, well, I'm
I
gonna
thought you were
go
on my
with.
goddamn team.
I don't know, whatever, man. I'm gonna say my final argument about this fucking film is that it reminds me a lot of the 1960s movie Endless Summer, and a lot of the montages of the skateboarding is fucking fun. It's definitely fun to watch, but I think it's what I would call skate exploitation, like how we had exploitation back in the 70s,
Okay.
and like black exploitation and shit like that. And
That was the
I
argument
think
I just
that
made.
honestly I think that rewatching it is just a skateboard station. Yeah, there's some good skating scenes, and they're sort of like trying to capture the skate culture bullshit, but they do a very terrible job, in my fucking opinion. I think they do an absolutely awful job in this fucking movie of like trying to like get it together. To me, the end of the fucking movie is basically just like, bro, dude, man, dude, we're bros. We're such bros. Oh, let's go skate. Let's go skate as bros. Let's go skate.
Well, and let's be honest, dude. The coolest thing about skateboarding was like,
Oh,
like
Matt, I'm
street
sorry.
skating.
You already had your closing argument.
Like
So
street-
let's. I guess. I guess I
Yeah,
will.
that's a weird point.
I guess I
street
will
skate,
go
like first skating
into-
was kind of lame, and Tony Hawk just made it a little popular. But let's be honest, it's always kind of been lame. Street skating and like fucking, like really getting into trouble. That was like that anti-culture of skating, and this was just kind of like this vanilla ass fucking like vert skating bullshit, and that you had to fucking sit through during like the peak of like let's make money on skateboarding. It felt sick. It was disgusting. Anyway, that's the end of my fucking.
Hey,
All right,
dude,
so
are you
Matt,
Are you done? Are you done commandeering my last name?
I did do that. I'm sorry. Do you have anything else, James? I'm a dick. I look like Sweet Lou in these glasses, I think, right now, and I'm trying to,
Can you please do me a favor and fuck off? Just shut up for a hot second.
Yeah.
Can you do me a favor and just do that? That'd be nice, actually.
Yeah, I'm done.
I love you, man, but just shut up.
I'm done.
yeah, James, dude. Wow, it feels like James on my team. I love this.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I feel like we just.
Well, I'm saying pointless Preston Lacey cameos. The entire end of the movie is just like, bro, do you realize that we're bros? Yeah, we're totally bros, and we're just gonna skate and be bros.
That's why I interrupted you. Now I remember. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's that. Also, too, I do want to say that one scene when they're in Sweet Lou's car, and finally the Matt character is just like, I'm tired of this butt rock, which is, I don't know, funny to me because he's finally tired of the butt rock that's been the entire soundtrack of that fucking film. but they put in a Poison album, like, and they all listen to it. And nothing but a good time. Like, there's no way an entire van full of people know Nothing But a Good Time by fucking Poison. That song came out in fucking 1986. And also, it exemplifies how douchey all of the people in this movie probably are, because Poison is one of the worst bands of all fucking time. And then, yeah, I didn't like the whole Tom Green fucking scene. I hated that fucking scene. I thought that was awful. Anytime Tom Green shows up in a movie, I'm pretty upset. I will. Like, Ben, how do you feel about Tom Green showing up? I know we're trying to do the closing statements, but like,
I think Tom Green provided a very good self-awareness of the fact that the movie understood that a lot of skaters are stupid and retarded and burnouts.
Wow, that's quite an answer from a.
I think.
oh, that's a
I think.
that's a Band-Aid if I've ever heard one.
I think.
It's a fucking
Yeah.
Band-Aid if I've ever
Yeah.
heard one. Just we're doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
I think that was the best answer I probably could have given. I think it's a decent answer.
We're just going Harmony Korine and we
Yeah.
make bad movies on purpose.
Yeah.
No,
I think there was actually,
bad.
and to tap on that too, I think there was a scene right when he gets to the skate shop in the very good beginning of the movie too, where the skaters are like sniffing their boards, just because they're fucking
I saw that,
dorks.
like, outside.
Like, I
Yeah.
think the movie was a little bit aware of the nerdiness and dorkiness of skaters, but that was just to add to the
All right.
note. So is it my turn?
Yeah, we need to wrap it up here.
I'm gonna totally disagree with that 100%.
Same.
But I think
I'm in.
maybe we need to wrap it up real quick.
Yeah, we
Okay,
do.
so my closing statement would be I think this was a good cult kind of adventure buddy comedy a bit. I think it had a pretty clear understanding of where the movie was going. It had a good contrast to when it ended. I skated in 2003. I was white. I was from the suburbs, so this when I was that age at 2003, this movie was for me. I really enjoyed it. I had it on DVD. Matt has it on DVD. And Matt loves this movie. So
He's white too.
I don't fucking love this movie.
and I'd
dude.
like to
This movie
Matt, if
fucking sucks.
you would not interrupt my closing statement.
Well, don't speak
and I
lies
just want to
about
end
me,
it
and I
with
won't
a
have to do
quote.
it.
I just said you loved the movie. That was a nice tender moment.
It was a fucking liar moment because you're a liar. But whatever.
I just want to end it on a quote from Roger Ebert, critically acclaimed critic. The movie.
Oh wait, hold on. Don't end with a Roger.
You
Yeah,
cannot
for real.
interrupt my
Because-
closing
because-
statement. You cannot interrupt my closing statement. Oh,
Oh my
but this is
No,
a rule. This is a rule.
No, I can't.
Okay, go ahead.
If you're going to
So
end with
this is
the Roger
quote, with
Ebert
the
statement,
end of the
dude,
Roger
I
Ebert
can't.
quote. This movie is nevertheless sweet in its meandering way. It has no meanness, no cynicism, no desire to be anything other than what it is. An evocation of fun, of living your life as a skateboarder. And that's it.
Wow. So Ben just
Yes. Also, did you see the star rating that he gave it to? Like 2 stars.
I didn't see that, but that makes about sense. Yeah.
Just saying.
I
Alright,
thought
Ben,
I thought it was a good passage.
Ben, sign us off here. We're going over and we need to.
All right.
get out
Thank you
here.
so much for tuning in to the Bobber Gooch podcast. Next week, James,
Do it.
is it you next week? What movie are you doing?
James is back.
I think it is. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. I want to do something like kind of wild. I was thinking. Shit, I was thinking about doing the Super Mario Brothers movie because
I think that's a really good choice.
I
I think they're a really good choice.
I love that movie, and it's bad. Like, I know it's bad. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, it's not a great film, but I think it's a great film. I saw it when I was like, I bought that movie on VHS at a Kmart. Think about that shit.
Okay.
That's some 1990s shit, son.
Oh wait, James, if you wouldn't
Yeah, I'll-
mind, there was actually a little bit more to this Robert Ebert quote. It says, and it was brilliantly directed by Dave Foley.
okay.
That's the end.
All right.
That's all.
No,
That's all.
it definitely wasn't. But
Yeah.
all right.
Co-directed. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I see. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, Dave Pohl is
Yep.
good. I trust in that.
But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. And yeah, check us out next week. Thanks you. Thank you.
Thanks you. Thanks you. Thanks you.
Thanks you.